Okay, and are we live yet? There we go. Now I can see myself. All right. Today we will be making Withered Bonnie. So, oh, that's disorientating. I'm seeing myself on the screen, and it's not like in real time. Hello, Mr. Pinecone. Welcome to the stream. So first things first. I was gonna say something. I can't remember now. So we have Withered Bonnie right here, just for like measuring references and stuff. And I have this nice Amazon box right here. Ooh, for us to cut up. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. So first up, I think we should make the main kind of like portion of the head. Like we'll take one strip of cardboard and put it around here. Like just kind of measure it out. And I'm thinking about making this attachable using duct tape and stuff. So, or not duct tape. What am I saying? Velcro. I have no idea why I said duct tape there. Just kind of had a brain fart. So, we're just gonna detach Withered Bonnie's bottom jaw, and I think it'd be a good idea to take the endoskeleton off for this part as well, just so it's not in the way. So, hello. I do not know how to pronounce that because that is in Russian. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Tommy Boy 0000. That 4 zeros? It is. So actually, I might want to keep this back for a bit. We're going to kind of take a chunk off of this cardboard box. I'm not sure what you're seeing. Let me check. That kind of covers up the entire screen. As you can see, I have a whole new actual like backdrop for the live streams now. I got rid of a shelf that was normally on this wall, and now I can put a backdrop up there, and it looks kind of nice. So we're going to take this knife, and we are going to cut off a section of this. Just real quick, let me make sure y'all can actually see what I'm doing. Well, let me check to see how the chat's going. Do I regret doing any masks? No, I wouldn't really go as far as to say I regret making any of them. Like, not even my old ones that were, like, really bad. Because even then, like, I learned from my mistakes with those ones, and I figured out how to make better masks. So they were a nice starting point. Also, big announcement, last night, we hit, or the channel hit, 1,000 subscribers, and honestly, I'm just kind of ecstatic. I did not expect it, or this channel to get 1,000 subscribers, and I know that's not even a whole lot, but most of those subscribers were like made in 1 year, because there was, I started my channel way back in like, I think the channel itself was made in October, but I didn't actually start making it until, or I didn't start uploading to it until like 2014, I want to say? Or not, well, no, 2014. I want to say I started uploading in December. I do. Honestly, I cannot thank you guys enough for that. It just feels weird. I'm going to make a 1,000 subscriber special as well. So keep an eye out for that. I will be making Scrap Trap, since that's my most suggested mask, and I haven't done them yet. For like, I want to say ever since I started this new style, I have been getting requests for that. But yeah, I started this way back in 2014, and like for the first, I want to say, 3 years, nothing really happened. And then we had the last year of the channel, which, holy crap, that went by really, really well. I think it's mostly because I changed up how I make my masks and stuff. Just kind of like if you look at my old stuff, it was really bad. But when you compare it to all my newer stuff, it's kind of good. I still have some problems with my stuff, of course, but just comparatively, it's way better than what I was doing. So yeah. Hey Eddie, welcome to the stream. So yeah, right now we are just kind of getting the first main strip for the face done. Is that good? I'm kind of like measuring stuff out on my paper cutter. Have I used this on a live stream yet? I think I have. Ooh, that was not straight at all. Yeah, that's fine. Just gotta even it out with the scissors. We're just kind of making strips for the frame, so. What's up? How you doing? I am doing good, Lucas Kimber. So we're just gonna want to cut all the excess cardboard that doesn't need to be on here off, and that should be good. Now we got 2 little strips we can put together, and we can kind of use it to. Yeah, that should be enough, because each one goes through like half of the head. So we're gonna do something kind of similar to how I made the back, or the main part of the head. So, with, what was it? Where I kind of made that like weird dome-like frame for it, except. Ooh, I'm gonna need the bottom jaw. I should not have thrown that way over there. What was I saying? I completely lost train of thought. It's been a while since I've done one of these live streams. Last live stream I did was Bendy and the Ink Machine, which I will be finishing soon. Because in the last one we got through chapters 1 all the way through 3. How long did we live stream for? That was like an hour or 2? Thank you for contributing. This should be enough. Yeah, but just barely. There we go. Got the hot glue gun ready for a while, because I got everything ready for a bit. Oh, nice. But it took me a while to actually start live streaming because I kept forgetting things like, oh crap, I forgot to make the thumbnail. Oh crap, I forgot to freaking make sure the video actually looks okay. So yeah, the hot glue gun's been on for a while now, so it's pretty hot. So yeah. Alright, we're going to want this to kind of cool down for a second before we carry on. And then we're going to need a couple more strips that will go across the face. Let me get the bottom jaw. So, we don't want this to kind of extend all the way over the bottom jaw just yet, because we still need to make the snout, which will also kind of go in front of, like, so we want the main part of the face to kind of extend over this, and then the rest of the snout will kind of cover the rest of this. If that makes sense. Jesus. There's a lot of, like, cardboard scraps and hot glue string in, like, underneath where the endoskeleton head usually is, because I put the endoskeleton head there. Just kind of forgot to do any cleaning out of this. So we'll put that right there and get some more strips ready, because we're gonna want a couple of those. Here is 2. Oh, thank you. I've been taking a graphic design class, and that was something I made in Illustrator. Oh, speaking of which, I am so glad you brought that up. After I finish Give Gifts, Give Life episode 8, I'm going to start working on the first episode of the series Sticklemore's supposed to be a part of. Because I'm kind of excited to get that out there, but I don't want to rush it. Hello, JL Blocks. Welcome to the stream. I've had, like, the idea for the first episode in my head for a while now. It's changed a little bit, but I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of cutting up random pieces of cardboard while I'm waiting for the glue to dry. I'm gonna say. But yeah, I have the main idea of how the episode's supposed to go. I've kind of thought up of an ending, and I've even started doing some concepts for some other characters in the series. Oh, you know, this is actually kind of handy. I can use these little wires to that are protruding from his face to kind of stick this in place, kind of hold it there while I work on the other stuff. Whatever. Hello? How do I do not know how to pronounce that. So here's what I'm gonna do. That's in Russian. So I am going to Control-C. Let's just slap that into Google Translate, see what it spits back out at me. Ukrainian. Artyom Princhipov. I don't know. I probably butchered the crap out of that, but hello. Hello, Dreamer. Welcome to the stream. And, of course, as I'm trying to friggin' do this, the other side pops off. That's just lovely, and I love that. I just absolutely love it when that happens, and I'm so glad it happened right now. Can you guys really see what I'm doing that well? I'm in the middle of I ordered a cord for a new monitor because I have not a new one. I have an old monitor that it doesn't have an HDMI port on it, and just like only VGA. So that good? So I'm trying to I ordered a VGA to HDMI cord off of Amazon that should be arriving Monday. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't finished Bendy and the Ink Machine yet, is because I know you guys want to be able to, or I want to be able to, like, talk to you guys while I'm actually streaming, and I couldn't really do that last time because I'd have to exit out of the game, so I'd have to take breaks whenever I did that. So yeah, we're gonna just bend up this strip and then kind of put it across this bottom area here. We're going to want to make sure it kind of sticks out just a little bit, but not too much, because like I said, we need room for the snout. Oh, okay. This right there. Careful not to freaking drip hot glue on myself like a complete moron. Am I planning to upload more on Nathan Wilson? I had the idea for some other videos, but I'm not really sure if I'll do that, because that just leads, or the uploads on Nathan Wilson right now, or on that channel, are just kind of going to lead into the first episode of the Sticklemore series. I can't remember what I was going to name the whole series, because the whole concept behind it changed. Originally, he was going to be like, or the main character, Sticklemore, was going to be like this storyteller kind of character, which is why I named it like Sticklemore Storytime, but I ended up changing that a little bit later. It's not really going to be in the same vein. That does not make sense. Why did I say that? I'm sorry, I'm kind of like occupied with what I'm doing here. Are you going to live stream often? I do plan on it, but because of like school and stuff, I haven't been able to a whole lot recently. Back during the summer, I live streamed a lot. So hopefully I'll be able to live stream more often. But yeah. Should. Good, let's get this. And just get some hot glue on there. There. I'm not sure how far we're going to get on Withered Bonnie's face. I have all the materials. I made sure to get them all beforehand this time. And you know, now that I think about it, it's kind of fitting that I'm building Withered Bonnie's face on a live stream, because I did most of the making for like making the original Withered Bonnie head on live stream, or on a live stream. So kind of fits. The tripod. Nice. The tripod I currently have is horrible. I've had it for the entire time I've had this channel. You are Brazil. Nice. But yeah, it's actually broken, and it's only gotten worse over time. So I really should invest in a new one, but hey. Right. Let's just put that on top of there. Just kind of see how that kind of compares with the rest of it. Okay. We want it to kind of cover up all the way through there. I need like a rod or something to hold this in place. One? I might. I could just take a chunk from the endoskeleton. I still haven't spray painted that. Because if some of you may remember. Oh crap, this is wide. Oh no, it's not. It just kind of got pushed out. We do not want that. So we're going to use this one to kind of table it. Where do we want this one? I think we should put this directly underneath. Or directly above the one we just made. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Well, I know I'm just kind of looking off to the side. It's not too bad. Okay. Dreamer, I think he's making an Undertale reference. Okay. There we go. Let's just kind of get this situated back to here. My biggest fear is that at some point I'm going to screw up keeping this in the right shape, and it will look odd when I put it on top of the head. Oh, one reason why I'm doing this is because I need... What is it? I need, like, an unwithered Bonnie for Give Gifts, Give Life episode 8, because I've made withered Bonnie, but I haven't used them for a whole lot. But I've used the other withereds, but only in, like, their unwithered form, if that makes sense. I'm kind of rambling, but I guess that's kind of the point of these live streams. Just to kind of me talking while I build something. I just realized making the eyes, or making the eyes for this is going to be kind of easy. Like, it's never really that hard, but it's going to be even easier now because I have the endoskeleton to kind of tell me where I should put the eyes. Oh, also, another thing I've been working on, or let me rephrase that. I've been working on a bunch of stuff off camera. Like, back in January, I started making... What is it? I started making a little mechanical puppet, like a miniature version of the puppet that... It would kind of be like... I don't know how to describe it. I could kind of show you guys what I have so far, but it's far from being done, and I need to buy a new motor for it first before I go any further. But are you planning on using craft foam? That all depends. Foam will definitely be a better choice because it's a whole lot lighter. And, well, I wouldn't really say lighter, but I don't know what the term I'm looking for. I want to use it. It's more of a problem of I can't afford it. That's the main reason why I use cardboard. When you look at my older stuff, it's literally just... they're literally just boxes. So maybe in the future is my answer, but at the moment I'm sticking with cardboard because I don't really wear these. So I don't have to worry about them getting like water damage from like sweat and stuff. They're mostly for props, and the few times I do wear them, I won't be in them for long. Like the scenes they'll be in are going to be relatively short, so at the moment I probably won't be using craft foam, but in the future maybe. Alright, so we got this so far. It's not much of a start, but we're getting there. Oh yeah, recently got an X-Acto knife too. Oh hey Endertrout, welcome to the stream. But yeah, I got an X-Acto knife recently, which helped out a lot with the button when I was cutting out the foam I used for it. I almost got a heat gun. Was it a heat gun? I can't remember what it was. It was something for foam that basically helps bend it and shape it. No, it wasn't a heat gun. It was like a foam cutter. And I was thinking about getting that because that seemed like it'd be a good thing to have. But I did not have enough money to get it and the supplies I needed for the Withered Bonnie's face, so I ended up just kind of going on without it. I've actually used some of that. That's what I made parts of the button for, and it's what I usually make the eyebrows out of. I don't have a lot of it though, so I'm kind of rationing it out. I'm gonna put the endoskeleton head back because I doubt it's going to be getting in the way at all. And it kind of shows me where the eyes are gonna be. Okay. This is what I'm looking for. I was confused for a second. I'm like, I need something, but it's not here. And for some reason, I could not for the life of me think of what it was. So yeah, we're probably going to use up this entire box on Withered Bonnie's face. Maybe not like, maybe not the full box, but we're gonna get close to it. No, we're not. What am I talking about? I'm looking at this, and yeah, no, we're not gonna get anywhere near this. We're just making a face, not a full head. Yeah, it's mostly, I like using cardboard, again, because it's cheap, and it's something I've gotten used to using. But foam, you kind of have to, like, there's, what's the term I'm looking for? You need, like, two different techniques for each one. Same here. But yeah, for cardboard, it's mostly kind of a matter of bending and making a frame. But with foam, from what I've seen a lot of people do, they make this weird, almost like pill shape. Like, does that make sense? It does. It does. Why am I doubting myself? Out of the foam. Nice. I was gonna say something, but I completely forgot. But yeah, I'm hoping to get some better stuff for live streaming soon. Like cameras I could actually hook up to my computer. That way I have better resolution. Actually, I think I should invest in a better camera because I got one earlier this year. But it was from like, it was like an off-brand camera, so I got it pretty cheap. It was like $200, I think, and for a camera, that's pretty cheap. What do I record on? This thing right here. I mostly got this because I also want to do some found footage, like horror type things, and it has a night vision feature, which was used in the Mr. Ruffles video I made on the Nathan Wilson channel. But yeah, it's got like a little night vision feature. And from a distance, it looks really, like if you're filming stuff from, like if you're a good distance away from what you're filming, it looks okay. But when you're really close, it does not like to focus in. Okay, so if I... Oh, another thing I've been kind of working on off camera is a portal gun replica, because I am not spending $1,000 on a portal gun replica, since I think they stopped making them a while ago, and that's why they got so expensive. So that was something I've been working on that for like the better part of a year too. I haven't really been doing any I haven't had any major progress on it in a while. But that may change very soon. Trying to think of like where the best spot to put this is. Yeah, I want to do a lot more Portal stuff. Hello, Spring Society. Welcome to the stream. Oh, nice. I have Portal 2 for the PC and my Xbox because so kind of funny story. I got Portal 2 on my Xbox a while ago, and then just recently I ended up getting a Portal board game, which I used the pieces from it for like demonstrations in that button I made, and it came with the free Steam key for Portal 2. So that was kind of cool. And then a friend of mine also bought it, and then we beat the co-op campaign. Ooh, okay. That was hot. Of course it is. It's literally called hot glue. But yeah, what I do is I kind of wait for the glue to dry a little bit, and anything that's kind of like coming out over the edge, I just kind of wipe off with my finger. And usually it doesn't like result in any problems, but I have to make sure to wait long enough, or else I'm just sticking my freaking finger in molten glue. I want to work on some more projects, a lot more, because around this time last year, I did a lot of stuff in the month of February. Like, I was looking through my old photos, and I kept the ones that I took when I finished each project. Oh, I'm completely fine. But I remember, sometime around Valentine's Day last year, I finished Molten Freddy. And I think the only reason why I just now remembered that is because I ended up burning myself really bad when I was making Molten Freddy, and like while we were talking about me burning myself just now with the hot glue, I just kind of had Vietnam flashbacks for a second. Okay. This face is having a hard time staying in shape, and I do not like that too much. So this might be a little bit tricky. Okay. Get some glue down right there. Yeah. I remember making jokes about that too, because I was talking to a bunch of friends on, I think we were using the Xbox app at the time, actually. And they, like, heard me, like, freaking burn myself over the mic. So yeah, good times. Oops. Yeah, it's a little bit to the side, but that's fine. Oh yeah, just kind of on the topic of burning yourself with hot glue, here's a nice trick my 8th grade science teacher, of all people, taught me. Because we were making marble tracks and stuff to learn about. We were learning about like physics and stuff and like momentum. I can't remember what it was, but it was a fun little project. But we were using hot glue to put together like these foam tubes. And I wish I had. Well, it's not really much of a talent, to be honest. It's mostly just kind of practice, and then you get better at it. Because, like I mentioned earlier, I've been doing this for like 3 years, I think. But then again, like the first 2 years, I pretty much had the same like strategy, and then I kind of changed it up, and I'm slowly perfecting my new one better and better. Because the first mask I made with this new like making a frame out of foam technique, or not out of foam, out of cardboard technique that I have was Springtrap. And you could kind of tell he's the oldest one because I kind of messed up on his eyes a little bit. Because they're way too small. And on top of that, he's got a bunch of wrinkles on his face. But I've kind of... But over time, I've kind of like figured out how to. I'm sorry, I keep like having these brain farts because I'm like trying to make sure to keep this all in check. What was I even saying? I completely forgot. Yeah, over time I've kind of gotten better at this. I figured out how to better wrap things up in foam, or not foam. Why do I keep saying foam? We talked about foam earlier, and I can't stop thinking about the word foam now. But yeah, I've kind of gotten better with how I've been working with fabric. I'm not the best at it just yet, but compared to Golden Freddy, which like looks like it's loosely placed in some kind of yellow bag at the moment, I'd say I've gotten a lot better. Oh, nice. Getting old notebooks for wire to make Molten Freddy right now. Nice. Molten Freddy's just kind of standing in the back of my room. He's actually in the background of that Give Life video I made. In the first scene, if the background was a little bit brighter, you'd be able to see him. But luckily you can't, because he's not supposed to be there. So yeah, we kind of got this like lopsided looking thing right now. I'm making a spring Bonnie suit for about a year now, and I'm covering it with yellow felt. Nice. Wait, felt? I wouldn't really use felt unless you already bought it, because in that case, go for it. But for future reference, I would recommend using something that kind of is a bit more stretchy, if that makes sense, because it'll give you a whole lot less creases. I'm going to be using some felt for Withered Bonnie, but I do not recommend using it. It can work if you do it right. But I really wouldn't recommend using felt too much, because I think that, yeah, that's what I used for my cupcake. And I kind of screwed it up a bit, because felt is really thick. So when you cut it and try to layer it on top of each other, it doesn't really blend as well as normal fabric. Anyways, next up, we have... What do we have? I'm gonna kind of solidify the shape for the top portion by getting a strip of cardboard. I'm too lazy to cut this little chunk off, so I'm just gonna slam it in here. Hope for the best. That ain't bad. This thing is a huge time saver. So, yeah, with felt, if you already have it, then I'd say go for it, but the stuff I use, that I used for this is flannel, because it's, like, loosely woven, so it kind of stretches better. Like, over the frame, and kind of makes it look smoother, but the only downside to that is you have to make a more detailed frame, kind of, and you have to make sure everything's in place, because with Withered Freddy, I think, there's kind of like a part above his right eyebrow that kind of sticks out. And you don't really see it if he's in the right light, but sometimes you'll see like the shadow of like that weird protrusion. And it's just kind of like irritating to me. And this up. How long does it take me to make a costume? The heads themselves can take anywhere. I think the shortest I've been able to complete one, and that's mostly from me like working on it a lot. It took me like 2 days to make Golden Freddy. And most of them take around the same time when I have enough dedicated time to work on them. Wither Chica did not take that long, but because I went on vacation in the middle of making them, and I messed up the first frame I made for it, I ended up having to, like, stall for it. And then, the main chunks of the costumes themselves are pretty easy, because the arms, what I do for the arms are basically just, where did I get my paper cutter? My grandpa, actually. I was helping him move some stuff, and he wasn't using this. So he said, hey, if you're going to use it, you can have it. So that's how I got it. I don't know where you could find them. You could probably find one online. But this one's really handy. It's got a bunch of, like, the actual, like, surface of it's, like, here, let me hold it up to the camera. Ooh. Let's just shut that and lock the blade in place so I don't freaking destroy my fingers. The actual part's like scored and stuff right here, and then there's a little ruler right here to kind of help measure and show kind of what each score is, because I just blanked again. And that's probably why I cannot be a public speaker, because I can't like keep hold of thought if I'm being like distracted by literally anything. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut this neatly in half, like so. I'm gonna use one side, kind of hold down one edge of the head, and the other will hold down the other, or will be glued onto the other. Oh yeah, when the time comes to make the eyes, what color should I make it? Should I kind of go for a more FNAF 1 style, kind of pink eyes? Or should I go for green eyes, kind of like, Toy Bonnie? FNAF 1, so How do you make Bonnie ears? Oh, okay. So if you've seen any of my prior live streams, I have made it very clear that I hate making ears. They are my least favorite thing to make. But they... So I make one flat, like... I was about to say frame, but that's not the right word. So I take one, like, flat piece of cardboard and I cut it into the basic, like, template for the ear. So I'll draw, like, a basic ear shape, so... What's the word I'm looking for? So basically I start by making these 2D ears, and then I take strips of cardboard, and I bend them around the main parts of the ear. Alright, so I'm seeing a lot of people saying pink eyes, so that is what I will do. Unless a bunch of people just storm in telling me to frickin' make green ones. But for now, I think we're going to make pink. I doubt we're going to get to the eyes while I'm on live stream, because... while I'm live streaming... Mostly because that's going to be a while. I was answering another question. Ears! That's right. So, I wasn't planning on using this piece of cardboard right now because it is very damaged right here. So here's what I'm going to do. Say I want to make an ear. So very quickly I'm going to... Like, usually I draw this out first, but I'm going to just kind of quickly make... Just kind of cut out what I want to do. Because I love being able to, like, actually help people with their things. It's not quite normal look, or not... What did I just say? It's not quite even, but basically I start off with this little shape, kind of like a little paddle-looking thing. So this end right here will not have anything added to it, except for maybe like chopsticks to kind of make it more sturdy. Or, like, skewers, or just something to, like, keep this part from bending later. And then I'll kind of, like, round out this corner a little bit. Just kind of like so. If I could actually get it to work. Yeah, just kind of round it out. So this is like just me speedily going through it. And then I'll kind of determine where I want the first segment of the ear to end. And it'll be right here. Styrofoam I actually used for plush trap. I would recommend it for, like, because it, like, you don't want the ears to be too droopy. But if you're just making a normal head, then that you don't really fully plan on wearing, this is fine. For some reason, the ears aren't a problem on Springtrap, but they are on Spring Bonnie. In fact, the ear, I think the difference between the two is Spring Bonnie was... I made their frame a lot thinner. But yeah, then after we kind of determined where we want the first ear segment to end, and then we make this part. And then we kind of round out this part, or these corners up here, or right here, and then I'm not really trying to make it perfect, so bear with me. And then round out these corners up here. I can stop shaking. And then we're going to round out this top part way more than we did the other part. Kind of giving you this shape. So this is a good starting point, but it's not the full finished product. So after that, I'm not going to completely go into detail, but we'll take just a strip of cardboard, and then we'll kind of bend it. And then we'll place it, like, right at the center here, and kind of hold it in place. And then you're about to see why I hate making ears. If I could get this to hold still, thank you. We'll have to hold it in place and then put down some hot glue and then just wait for the hot glue to dry. It's just a lot of waiting, and you can't really drop it and do something else while you're in the middle of working on the ears, because you have to hold it still to make sure it doesn't get out of shape. And then once you do it all the way through, you basically do this to the entire like perimeter of the ear, except for these little endoskeleton bits. You leave those alone. And then once you're done, you kind of trace each segment for the ear twice, and then you cut it out. So you have two more flat pieces of like just the main segments of the ear, and then you put that on top, and then you kind of glue it. It's the same thing I do for feet. I don't really make feet often, but I did it for Plush Trap and the Frettle. So yeah, that is how you make ears. Or at least how I make ears. I hope that helped you. And of course, there also is the styrofoam method where you just kind of like carve it out of styrofoam. I'm not going to do anything with that, so I'll just set that aside, I guess. Okay, back to what this live stream is about. I should have grabbed some water before I started this. Let's make sure this is completely in the shape we want it at. Okay. So this thing's starting to take shape now, and it's looking a lot like what we originally did for this. Oh, it's weird to think it's almost been a year since I started making that, because I think I started making Withered Bonnie as soon as I finished Withered Foxy, like literally the same night, back in March. Because I want to say I finished Withered Foxy on a Friday. And then I worked on Withered Bonnie the rest of the weekend. And then the week came, and I ended up, like, I stopped working on them for a while. And I started doing other minor projects, like, I think it was around that time I made the mini arena. And I can't remember if I made Withered, and then I know I started making Withered Freddy around that time, and I can't remember if I finished Withered Freddy before I finished Withered Bonnie or not. I don't know where that came from. I just kind of like going down memory lane occasionally. Okay, that seems sturdy enough to just kind of set down right there. I'm gonna go grab something to drink. I will be back in like a few seconds because I have like a water bottle in my room. When I said water, I lied. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting for that to finish, and I'm just going to take a quick break to get a drink. Okay. Alright, this thing should be just about done now. Yeah, there it is. So, we have this misshapen looking thing. The bottom needs to be kind of formed a bit better. But all in all, it ain't looking too bad. Let's see. What? Do I have any problems with cardboard? Let me think. There's none that I could think of at the moment. I think the only problems I really have at the moment are I can't really use it to make any of the toy animatronics because they need this like shiny glossy look for them or to them. And I can't do that by making a frame unless I find something I could coat them in. Oh, kind of like maybe plaster actually. That might work. Right now, I'm just kind of adding one more kind of beam back here to support the rest of the head to kind of like make sure it stays in shape. This actually might be a bit tricky. Oh, well, good night. We're gonna want to do is just put a little bit of hot glue on the edge right here. So, put that down right there. Grab the other edge. And pull it close. Ooh, Jesus. Alright, we're gonna not want that to happen. Ow. Yes, Mr. Pinecone? Oh, Jesus. Okay. This is gonna be hard. Here, maybe it'll be easier if I just do it to both sides preemptively. Kind of push it together. And we're just gonna have to hold it like this. This is nice. So, what's going on with you guys, since I'm gonna have to just sit here and wait for hot glue to dry? Literally my least favorite part about doing this stuff, because I feel like I should be doing other things, but I'm not. I'm just kind of sitting here holding something together. Like about this backdrop is that I actually have back support. Oh, nice. Um, a while back I was thinking about making stuff that was Undertale related, but I never got around to it. I probably won't anytime in the future. You know. Ooh. Yeah, that's actually something I do. For I want to say I did something like that for Give Gifts, Give Life episode 8 for that little trailer that you could find. Because if you notice, his eyes are glowing. Well, no, duh, that was like a whole part of that. But okay, seems just about done. Okay, hold on. Oh, why not? I don't really want to. I don't really have the same. Like, I still think Undertale's a good game. I'm just not as interested in it as I used to be. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, I can sympathize with that. Now, burning yourself, I guess, like, that's more of like a. That's on you. Like, you weren't being careful enough. But the whole string thing, that is definitely a big issue with it. Oh, God, what am I doing? I don't think I'm helping fix the problem I'm trying to fix. Like, at all. Yeah, no, that was just a waste of hot glue. Why did I do that? I am stupid. And now we got more of those strings we just talked about. Look at all that. And I ruined this nice slab, because now it's got hot glue all over it. I could probably use it for something. Let me just get as much of this off as I can before it dries out. Oh, nice. Trying to think if there's any other props I'm going to need soon. I think I should finish Withered Bonnie, because I have his torso. I have one of his arms. But I need to make his hands and finish his legs. Um... Ooh, I need to finish the endoskeleton. If you remember, a while back, I started making an endoskeleton. I have the head for it done. Well, actually, I could probably add a little bit more detail to it. But all in all, I'd say it's basically done. But now, but for the body, I'm gonna have to add a lot more detail on it, and then spray paint it. That's another thing I could probably do. And once I finish the endoskeleton, it could help out for future videos because I could put my costumes on it, and basically use it as a stand for them. Okay. I think eyes were next up. Or should be next up. Where's my map? Here it is. So we're just gonna... I'm gonna want a nice sturdy side of this. I think what I'll do is I'll finish the frame, which is almost done, and then I'll end the live stream. I will make a full video on this once I'm done. Oh, just got a freaking desktop notification. Not sure if you guys could hear that. I thought I turned off my volume, so I wouldn't have to. You guys wouldn't have to hear that kind of stuff. Alright, almost there. Enough. Alright, let's just pop this out. Hey, Dreamer. Yeah, the endo head, I've made 2 of them. The first one I made as a part of Mangle, but it's extremely inaccurate, and I made it without a reference. I'm blocking one of my lights doing that. So it does not look good at all, and this should have been longer. I just wasted a bunch of cardboard doing that. But I need to make endo hands and feet. Unlike the rest of it, I'm planning on making the feet out of like wood or just something heavy. That way it's able to weigh down the rest of the endo. That way it could actually stand properly. The feet will have to be big too, just to make sure it stands upright. I'm sorry if you guys can't really see what I'm doing right now, because, you know, there's the whole big old cardboard box in the way. But it's just kind of more convenient for me to hold it like this. Now that I think about it, I probably could just move the angle I'm at. But I've already got everything set up. It'll be more convenient this way, so I think I will leave it like this for now. Oh, I'm gonna have to make a new Sticklemore mask soon too, now that I think about it. Because my current one, it's way too big. And I made it without like doing any like measurement tests to make sure it didn't look awkward on my face. And as a result, I have this long thing where the eye holes are way too big and you could pretty much see my entire face through it. I'll be fixing that later. Probably not on live stream though. I don't know if I'll make a lot of Sticklemore Storytime stuff on live stream because I don't. Most people are here for Five Nights at Freddy's, and I feel like you guys don't really care to see the behind the scenes of that. What next? I need a pencil. I knew I was forgetting something. Let's see. Probably cut down just a little. bit of this. Okay. Well, true. You do seem pretty interested in it, and I'm frankly grateful for that. As long as one person's excited for it, I'm happy. Because it's like an original series. It's like 100% me. Everything else on this channel has been like me making stuff based off of other people's work. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Alright. Well, if you guys want to see me make Sticklemore stuff, I would love to show you. I'm trying to think. I need to go get a pencil. That's what I was doing. I could probably show you guys some of the things I already have done, which include like character masks and stuff. Because I think for 2 I have full costumes for, and those are the 2 that will be needed for episode 1. Which are Mr. Ruffles' costume and Sticklemore's. There's going to be a total of like just 3 characters in the first one, and I think that's what it's mainly going to be. 1 antagonist, the cameraman / main character, and Sticklemore. Do you listen to music when you are making something? Sometimes. Most of the time, though, I put on, like, Let's Plays and stuff. Because it's just background noise, to be honest. I like listening to the commentary. Trying to think of how to do this. I'm just gonna take the whole endo head out, because... Yeah, there we go. I probably shouldn't be moving it around too much. It might jank up the wiring in it, but... Jank up the wiring? That is a phrase I never have said, and don't think I ever thought I'd say. Alright, so we're just gonna draw... something close to a circle right here, about where the endo eyes are. They don't have to be exactly in place. Alright, well, I guess I will show you guys. I'm going to sketch out the eyes first, though. And then I'll take a quick break to kind of show some of the things. I have some sketches, but I don't know how well they'll look on camera. Because I think there's a bunch of different characters I have already kind of like planned, and that is way too small. Make that way bigger. Because so far, I think most of the characters are going to be antagonists, I guess you could say. Some of them aren't really evil. Just kind of... They're just going to be like the main thing that Sticklemore is going to be going after in the episodes. Well, Sticklemore and the... I don't know the proper term. They're not really the protagonist. That's more of Sticklemore's title, but there's another character that's going to be with Sticklemore. And they're going to be the person who runs the Nathan Wilson channel, but they will be nameless. I guess you could call him Nathan Wilson, but I would recommend not doing that because that's my name. I made that on a school account and I couldn't change the name of it, so that's why he's named the way he is. Plus, I don't want him to seem like some kind of insert for me. Like, mostly because he's meant to be an insert for the audience. I'm saying too much. I don't want to spoil anything yet, just yet. One eye is round, but the other one's like all elongated, and I don't like that at all. How do I fix it? Okay. I'm gonna use an X-Acto knife for this, just to be a bit more careful. Well, I won't use it for the entire thing, because that'll take forever. Just around the parts that are, like, closer to the edges. Have you made any FNAF 6 animatronics, other than Molten Freddy? Yes, I made Lefty. And I made number 1 Crate, if you count him. I'm going to be making Scrap Trap for the 1,000 subscriber special. Oh, some more information on that. I'm going to be making the video in a similar style to what I did to my Fazbear Investigates channel, but as like a tutorial for like a costume builder at Freddy's. Or a mascot maker. Whatever you want to call that position. Person who's making the mascot costumes. So, it'll be like a step-by-step tutorial, rather than like how my current videos are, where they show each like different phase of me making it with no like commentary over it. Okay. And that is the cap for this. Because I do not want to stab myself in the knee with this. There we go. We'll take out this bulky thing. We're just gonna cut through this. Ooh, be careful there. Okay. Line number 1. Ooh, why is it so hard to cut it right there? That's weird. It's not like there's any tape on the other side of this. Just gotta be careful. And pop that out, and now we have the 2 eye holes, which go over right here. So we're just going to bend this as if it's one of the other normal strips of cardboard we use to wrap this, or make the frame out of. That measure. Hold on, let me put the endo head back here. Uh-oh, no, these came out. That's not good. I'm gonna have to glue that back in. I can do that right now. Hot glue gun's fired up. Why not? Must have knocked it out while I was pushing up against it with the other chunks. Or with the face. I swear. I say stuff really weird without thinking. Do you have plans for Scrap Baby to complete the crew from FNAF 6? I don't know. It depends on if I end up needing it later. Because I make these for the short films and stuff I like to do. So I might in the future, but I doubt I will do it anytime soon. Thank you for being such an inspiration. Aw. Thank you for sticking around. Because if it weren't for you guys, I don't think I'd have any motivation to continue this, because I don't get paid for this. I just do it for a hobby. It's just kind of nice to know that some people are enjoying what I'm doing, and in a way, you guys are the ones inspiring me. So thank you guys. Oh, that's gonna turn out really weird. That's fine. Why do the eyes always turn out so odd? Is it for the Infinity Gauntlet you said you were doing, Mr. Pinecone? I hear my phone going off, but I don't know if I want to go answer it. I'm too entranced by the cardboard. No? Alright. I should have done the eyes before I did these things, because now they're in the way. I'm gonna have to cut them off. So that was a bit of a waste. It's fine though. It helped keep it in shape while I was doing this. Ooh, gotta be careful with that. So yeah. I'll get the eyes on here, and then we'll take a quick break. And I will grab some stuff to kind of show you guys how Sticklemore Storytime is going. I could probably show you guys the mask, Mr. Ruffles' mask, and an antagonist. Not an antagonist per se, just something. I don't know how to describe it. It's not necessarily like evil, and it's not trying to be mean, but something. It'll probably be in episode 2 or 3. It's looking like it belongs on a Bionicle. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna fully cut these off, but instead I'm just gonna tear them off of this little beam that's down here. There we go. And I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to have to tear them completely off. What am I saying? Take these things off. Be careful not to damage the main frame. How long do you pre-frow the hot glue gun? I do not know what you mean. Like, are you asking how long it takes, like, I prep it? Like, how long I let it warm up? Because if you're asking how long I usually, like, wait for it to warm up, that... Okay, yeah. I haven't really counted the time, but I want to say it's usually closer to, like... Not too long. Maybe, like... I want to say 5 minutes is good. Before I did this, I left it on for a while, because I turned it on thinking I'd, like, get into live streaming way sooner. But I ended up, you know, having to make the thumbnail, which you could tell I kind of rushed. There's, like, this weird, what is it? What's the term I'm looking for? There's this weird, like... I swear, I'm about to say aura, and that's not the right word for it at all. Like, it's the Withered Bonnie's cropped weird. On it. Because I literally made it in, like, 5 minutes. At the most. And I didn't have time to kind of go in and clean up the edges as much. Whew. Alright, and we're going to do what we just did on that side to the other side. Yeah, so once I'm done with this frame at the very end of the live stream, you guys are going to get a special sneak peek at some of the stuff I've been doing for Sticklemore Storytime, because I don't really publicize that. Because the trailer I think I made for it was almost a year ago now? Yeah, a lot has changed since I made that trailer. Okay. So that seems just about dried. Oh, and when I say frame, I'm not including the snout, because we've been doing this for an hour and a half. I'd say it's almost time to end it, but not without the sneak peeks, I promise. I'll also show you guys some of the other projects I've been working on. Like the mechanical puppet. Okay. Almost. All right. Here, let's trim this bit off. Well. Okay. We got the main frame for the face. We're going to build a snout off of this part. But for now, here, let me stand it up. Get the bottom jaw attached. That way you could fully see how it looks in all of its glory. Ooh, one more thing I could probably ask before I end the live stream, just to kind of ask you guys how you want Withered Bonnie to turn out. For the... for his top teeth, do you want me to just do 2 in the front, kind of like a normal bunny? Or do you want me to do, let's say, like a full row, going all the way around? Is there going to be a part 2 to this live stream? Maybe. It depends on how much I do off camera. Because I do like working off camera, because when I'm on camera, I have to worry about being, or making sure everything is kind of on screen and I'm more confined. It's not really like, I still enjoy doing it, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I like being able to, like, just kind of think to myself while I'm making this kind of stuff. So there may, so all the way around. So that will be like, what, 4 teeth? Maybe just 2 extras? Or maybe 6 teeth? Maybe. I will probably do that. So, now that this is done, for the 3 of you guys who decided to stick around, I'm going to go grab some of the behind-the-scenes stuff I've been working on. That way you guys can get kind of a better look at it. 2 of the stuff you have, or I only really have 3 things to show you guys, but, and 2 of them were you guys have already seen. It's Mr. Ruffles' mask and Sticklemore's. But there is one thing that I don't think you would have seen, unless you've seen my Twitter, but yeah, give me a second. Alright. So here we are. If he wants to stand. Okay, he does. We have Mr. Ruffles, who will be the main antagonist for the first episode. We have Sticklemore, who's kind of like the protagonist and main character of the series. The mask actually has a movable jaw. It's kind of subtle, and you could kind of see it better in the video that's on the Nathan Wilson YouTube channel. So yeah, this actually looks nothing like what my original concept for him was. My original concept gave him teeth, and instead of having like all this hair-like stuff, he had a bunch of like strips going around that way, kind of like folds almost. But over time, he kind of turned into this. And then I kind of just built a story around his around the character based off of how this mask looked. So I kind of made the mask first, and then I kind of created the story for him. Sticklemore is like the exact opposite. I made the mask for him after I kind of figured out what I wanted the character to be. As you could kind of see, hold on, let me do something real quick. You guys do not need to, or I don't need to worry about you guys seeing or looking at the ground anymore because I'm not working on there. Let's just move this up. Hey, you can see some of my door frame. Hey, and some of my bed. But just to kind of like show you guys, this is way too big, which is why I'm going to be making a new mask. Because with these eye holes, you could see the majority of my face through them. So I'm going to make a mask that will have it'll just be generally smaller, like all around, because this is proportionate to how I want the mask to look. It's just too big. So not only that, but I might add more to the sides right here. That way it kind of wraps around my head better. What was I going to say? But yeah, as you can see, like when I turn my head, there's a lot like underneath where my chin ends, and I don't want that. The Mr. Ruffles mask actually turned out really good. Fun fact, his nose is made from a party hat, like an old paper party hat. And his mask is a lot more complete, but it's harder to see with it on. As you can see, the jaw is like slightly moving, not too much though, just a little bit. So if I were to move my jaw all exaggerated, like it would kind of, you'd be able to see it a bit better. But when I'm just normally talking, it just kind of like subtly jiggles. The bottom jaw is removable too. I don't know why I did that, but it is. Let's see. Oh, show the other side. This side. So like the inside. It's just a cardboard frame, like I do with all my other things. You could kind of see this little piece of foam that's supposed to like help with how the it's supposed to like press up against the chin, that way you could actually move your mouth. And then these two areas that there is no cardboard are the eye holes. So I have wide vision, but it's kind of blurry because, you know, there's fabric in the way. I could still see through it pretty well, but it's just kind of, it's like having a, what is it? What's the term I'm looking for? Like a filter over. And this dude, I think he probably won't be moving a whole lot. I don't have a proper name for him just yet. I think I've just been calling him the Wired Child. From this point, I'm going to actually like paint that gear to look more like an eyeball. But this one will definitely have some what's the term I'm looking for? He's going to have pretty much all of his screen time in one episode and one episode only. I actually made him when I was bored and I was talking to a friend on Discord, and I just kind of like started weaving wires together, and it slowly made this weird form. So yeah, for those of you who follow me on Twitter, you guys would have seen this guy a while ago. I took like this cool little picture where it looked like he was rising out of a pile of wires. But I will set him down right there for now. And I do have some other stuff for Sycamore Storytime if you guys want to see it. But it's all like drawings and stuff. Like just kind of character sketches. So if you guys want to see those, let me know. And then I could also show you guys some of the or I could show you guys the mechanical puppet I've been working on. Hold on, let me get a drink first before I friggin' do that. Oh, thanks. So do you guys want to see the sketches, or should I leave it a surprise? Because I think there's concept sketches in there for... Just heard some drop outside. For 2 different characters that you guys haven't seen here. So, like, there's one called Blinding Sight. Alright. And then the other one doesn't have a proper name. It's just the monster underneath the bed at the moment. Okay, so this thing we'll get into later, but let me find the pages where I kind of did all the concept drawing. Let's see. Okay. This is all in a school notebook, by the way. Because, I think I did all of these when I was done with a test. So, ignore the picture on the top. That one, I think, was supposed to be something, but I never went anywhere with the idea. Just kind of like the bottom 2 are kind of what I want you to be focusing on. They're concepts for this, little creature that'll be shown more in either the 2nd or 3rd episode, depending on how things go. And I have kind of another kind of front shot of it, along with a bunch of concept sketches for a character called Blinding Sight. So we have another kind of sketch of the monster under the bed right here. And then underneath them are 3 different potential, like, designs for the same character. So we have one with, like, that's kind of like, that looks more like Sycamore, which is done on purpose. Another one which has, like, the same mask shape, but it has one big eye in the center and no smile. And then the other one is a hooded figure with kind of like the same mask shape underneath, but with an eye, like just one eye. And then we have just a nice drawing of Sycamore in the center. Let me see. I know I have Sycamore's original concept sketches somewhere, but I don't know where they're at. I think I did like 3 different sketches. One of them was the way he looks right now, which is like with a normal smile. I had like the basic like shape and idea for it all the way through, but the other 2 had like different smiles, like, and the other one, his smile was less of like a crescent and more of like a little V shape. And then in the other one, he had like this cartoonishly wide smile that like curled at the top. And I ended up disliking the one where his smile kind of curved. Or not curved, curled. So I compared it with the one where it kind of is more of a V shape, and my original one won. So this thing is not done. It's the body for a little mechanical puppet that I'm planning on finishing once I get a motor that's powerful enough to power them. But you could kind of see the start of some things. We got arm segments in here. One of these were together as like a full arm. I tore one of these apart because I had to keep like opening it up to put something in it. But essentially the way this will work is there's going to be like some kind of joint that's going to be maybe like a spring or something. That way it keeps like trying to default back into its position of being like straight out. But this motor in here, you can't see it, can you? Yeah, no, you can't. All right, let's aim that down a little bit. That way you can see better. So this motor, pointed to the wrong side, right here, is going to have like a string attached to it, or two strings, one for each arm, that will kind of like, as it kind of like, here, hold on. You can kind of see what I mean right here. So we have this thing right here. It's going to be inside the arm. And when the motor kind of goes to the other end of the, or when the motor spins this rod up here to the other end, or to the opposite end of the arm, it'll kind of like pull it in. And then when it comes back around, it'll release again. And there will be another one of these strings tied to the other arm. That way, it kind of moves one arm and then the other in like this nice fluid motion. Kind of giving it like the impression of it like doing this weird little dance. And then there's a motor up here for the head. So basically, I'll put a battery pack in on this side. That way it actually has power. And it's all able to be opened up. That way, if something ever goes wrong with it, I could just quickly pop it open and do any quick fixes I need to do. Anyways, welcome to the stream, Golden Foxy. Good to see you. So, that is about it for this live stream, I'd say. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoyed that little bonus part. So, this is what we got done today so far. What we have left is to make the snout up here, and the teeth and eyes, and of course wrap this all in fabric. I did get 1K. Thank you guys so much again for that, because that's just simply amazing in my opinion. So yeah, that'll be it for this live stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you guys so much. Like, I seriously can't thank you enough for 1,000 subscribers. Again, a full-on special will happen in the near future. But until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye.